Hello and welcome to another video. Today is this week's gardening update. So, as you can see, it looks kind of weird. So, okay, not much has changed this week for a change. The plants have just been continuing to grow, and I've been doing aggressive pruning. It's just horrible. I've been pruning it like crazy. It was a little bit more luscious before, but I pruned it today, actually. I pruned the tops of the dill. I pruned a lot of the tomato plants up there, a lot around the basil, because basil is a really important herb for my cooking, and it's really important that I have it. So I'm doing all that I can to get these to grow. And then, so that's this garden. It's just basically a continual process of pruning and pruning and pruning and trying to cultivate the basil plants, and just, and it's pretty boring. But over here, as you can see, this is where all the actual drama is. Every plant has sprouted, and the big things is that there are two explosions here. That is, I think, cilantro. Yeah, that's cilantro, and that is mint. And I really love how the mint looks. It's so cool. I love how it has purple in the leaves. And then every herb has its own unique shape, and everything's doing very nicely. But I may have to maybe little bit prune these to keep them in check. And then this is another very interesting thing. I had to go through a whole rescue operation for these chives because they were growing upside down. And what I had to do is I took out the whole pod. As you can see, it's torn up, unlike the other ones, because I had to take out the soil piece, and I had to take out the entire chive plants, which were just like a little bit white and a little bit green stalks, because they were just like barely unsprouted. And I had to manually turn them around and push them in so that they were facing upright. But I think I kept it. But you can see it's at medium. It's pretty high. I've been trying to keep it, I did keep it high so that the chive pod would be able to absorb water without any roots sneaking out. Like over here, I can run it down really low because all the plants have roots that go all the way to the bottom of the tub. But here, some of them don't grow that deep. They have short roots because they're young plants and they haven't had time to develop them. So under here, you can sort of see. Like some of them do have low roots, but that chive plant doesn't really have any roots that it can use that it can survive with if the tub goes pretty low. So I've been keeping it high to allow the chives to just try and catch up. But they are working now, and I'm hoping that they'll start to grow and prosper. So yeah, that's the garden. Now it's somehow out of focus. Thank you. So yeah, so this garden is doing great. This garden is a chaotic mess, but I'm trying to keep it going. Actually, over here, this is my kitchen sink. I have this whole giant thing. This is basically all of my dill clippings in the past 3 or 4 weeks, and I just have been keeping them here sentimentally, in case we are going to use them for any projects, like any baking stuff. But really, they're just sort of sitting here. But some of them, like those. So anyway, it's just like piling up, and yeah, you can just sort of see how like the sheer scale of how much how much volume I'm removing from the dill on a daily basis. So yeah, I'm gonna keep pruning these, keep an eye on these. These are very serene at the moment, but I may have to do a little bit of culling with these two big guys. And yes, so if you excuse me, I gotta add my plant food, and I'll see you next week. Bye.